Now, Simon Draper, if you could please do the honours and announce the winner tonight. Drum roll, please.
It gives me great pleasure to announce the Young Achiever of the World. Young Achiever Award is Gaurav Sharma.
Born in the picturesque state of Himachal Pradesh, India, which reminds one of New Zealand's scenery and shares its love of growing apples. He moved to New Zealand with his family when he was just a young boy. He excelled at Auckland Grammar School, where he was the runner-up dux in his final year of high school. In 2005, the New Zealand Herald named him as one of the top 6 students in the country. Volunteering to work as a caregiver in a rest home inspired him to pursue a career in medicine. He qualified as a medical doctor from the University of Auckland's School of Medicine, where he was also involved with the New Zealand Medical Students Association. He practiced clinical medicine in New Zealand before receiving the Fulbright Scholarship for further studies in the United States. While studying business, politics and public health during his Fulbright-funded MBA at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., he was involved on campus in Hillary Clinton's campaign for the United States presidency in 2016. He was also a senator on the George Washington University's Student Senate during his time there as a student. He has been involved in public health, policy and consulting in New Zealand, Spain, USA, Nepal, Vietnam, Switzerland and Mongolia. He has a Master in Business Administration from the George Washington University in Washington, D.C., where he was also a Fulbright Scholar. As a former board member of Auckland Refugee Council, he advocated for equal rights for non-quota refugees and the doubling of our refugee quotas for years before it became Labour Party policy. He has been involved in rebuilding 2 villages and helping communities affected by the 2015 earthquake in Nepal. He has pushed his boundaries on the back of his stellar academic career and a deep love for serving people to become one of only 2 members of Parliament of Indian origin who won their seats electorally. As a young immigrant first-time MP, he works tirelessly with his constituents, many of whom he has served as their general physician. We are proud to present the Kiwi-Indian Young Achiever of the Year Award to Member of Parliament of the Labour Party, Dr. Gaurav Sharma.
Congratulations, what an incredible achievement and well done tonight. Thank you so much to our dignitaries for coming up on stage and doing the honours. And I would now like to ask that our winner share a few words with us.
Doesn't he make you feel inadequate after listening to that CV?
Kia ora, namaste, sat sri akal, Vanakkam, Bula. I'm very humbled to be on the stage today to receive this award. These awards have been going on for 9 years, and this is the first time I'm attending. A few years ago, I asked my colleague Anahila, who is here in the room today, and I said, how come I never get invited to this award? And she said, well, look, only cool people are invited, so sorry. So I'm really excited. When I got the invite, I was quite excited that I was invited. I was finally one of the cool people, and I get to hang out with all the movers and shakers in the Indian community. But I never expected the award, so thank you so much to the Indian Weekender. Thank you to the jury for giving me this award and acknowledging me. But in all seriousness, I'm very humbled to be here and included with people like Sarpreet Singh, Sir Anand Satyanand, Harshit Patel, Dr. Sharad Paul, Jeet Sachdevji, Dame Suki Turner, some of the people who have received the awards from the Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame over the last 8 years. Becoming the first Indian MP to win an electoral seat in New Zealand is not something that happens overnight. As I said in my maiden speech, it has been a long collective journey for our whole community. And today, I stand on the shoulder of many giants. Giants like Suki Turner, the former mayor of Dunedin, former Governor General Right Honourable Sir Anand Satyanand, both of whom who have received this award, as well as people like Kamaljeet Bakshiji, as well as the Minister Priyanka Radhakrishnan, all of these people who've done the hard work before me, which has led me to win this first electorate seat. Upon entering Parliament, when I took the oath in Sanskrit, I just wanted to acknowledge my heritage and my upbringing. I studied Sanskrit in school, and in my little way, I just wanted to pay an ode to my upbringing. But I never expected the reaction that I did. Just today, I received a message on Facebook from somebody in Tauranga, and he said, I was watching Who Wants to Be Millionaire, the Indian edition, which is run by Amitabh Bachchan. And there was a question there for 2.5 million regarding a guy who'd taken an oath in Sanskrit. And he said, look, I'd never heard of you, but I'm really proud of you. And this is a message I seem to get every day from people all around the world of how proud they are of me having taken the speech in Sanskrit. But not only Sanskrit, other Indian languages are increasingly being spoken in New Zealand, with 1 in 5 migrants in New Zealand speaking either Hindi or Punjabi. Indians are a growing part of New Zealand's diverse population and now make up over 5% of our overall population. There are 240,000 of us here in New Zealand, as somebody said, and 186,000 of those are actually people with voting rights. So that's quite a large population. And 50% of us are in the age bracket of 20 to 40 years old. A recent report by Waitakere Indian Association that somebody quoted before said that Indians contribute $10 billion to economy every year. That's a big, big chunk. But our community also has a lot of challenges. And all these challenges have evolved as we've grown. One of the recent challenges that we've had is around dealing with COVID in India, where a lot of our loved ones are. And I just want to acknowledge Bhav Dhillon and the work he's done in bringing all the different Indian communities and organizations together. You've raised a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but also sent lots of concentrators, oxygen concentrators to India. I also want to acknowledge your work that you've done for the community in New Zealand, because I remember when the lockdown happened, you were providing food to all the communities across the board. So thank you for all the work you've done, sir. A few months ago, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced that the government was going to give £1 million to the relief work that's going on in India. And I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. A few years ago when I went back to India, I went to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Now, most of us here know what All India Institute of Medical Sciences is. It's the premier institute for medicine in India. But a lot of people don't know that when the institute was set up in 1952, the New Zealand government at that point gave £1 million to India because India had just become independent in helping set up this institution. So our relationship, the India-New Zealand relationship, goes back a long, long way. And I'm really proud that I'm a little part of this big scheme of things between these two countries, like all of you here who have an interest in growing that relationship even more. So thank you, everyone, for acknowledging me. Thank you for all the great work you are doing in bringing the two countries together. Jai Hind.